Left channel, right channel, center.
VTuber 一問一答自己紹介
Yeah, and the tape's
それじゃあ
rolling.
行くよせーのお名前は
Katt Phloxworthy.
呼び方は
Just Cat is fine.
あなたは何系 VTuber?
Nerdy cat girl who features space
誕
flight.
生日は
May 4th.
年齢は
Older than Pneumatic.
性別は
Transgender
身
female.
長は
4'11".
出身は
Sacramento County.
チャームポイントは
Dialogue hair clip.
突然ですがモノマネどうぞ
Yeah, what's up, Dash?
活動場所は
Twitch, Twitter, YouTube.
はじめの挨拶
Thank you for joining me.
終わりの挨拶
Bye.
推しマークは
Not at present.
配信タグは
Catlight feed.
ファンアートは
Cat pics.
ファンネームは
Cat's apprentices.
好きな色は
Iris Indigo.
好きなことは
Vintage computers and
得意
video.
なことは
Technology.
ここで一言愛の告白好
I love you.
きな食べ物は
Ethnic foods.
好きな飲み物は
Craft soda.
好きな漫画は
Pizza 10.
好きなアニメは
Planet.
好きなゲームは
Left 4 Dead 2.
好きな音楽は
Classic rock.
苦手なことは
Human stupidity.
尊敬するのは
Space fairy people.
叶えたい夢は
ISS crew
最後にみんな
interview.
に一言どう
Thanks
ぞ
so much for your support and a final status check.
Go Atlas. Go Centaur.
Go Katt Phlox.
You have permission to launch.
3, 2, 1. RD-180 ignition. Booster ignition and liftoff of Atlas V and Centaur. Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for joining me. Hi, Katt Phloxworthy here. I normally stream on Twitch, but this is the first time in a while I've actually streamed on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Just wanted to make sure everything was working right. Everything seems to be going well thus far. All the right overlays have loaded, and a lot of stuff, as you can tell, is not here, mainly because I'm not in the YouTube partner program because, like I said, I primarily stream on Twitch for most of my stuff. I'm still trying to figure out where that falls in my model, as it were, as far as my streaming model is concerned. Of course, I tend to play a lot of games and do a lot of spaceflight on my Twitch. I might do some more of my science-y stuff and probably even a few more games here on YouTube. But the main thing I normally do here is I've been doing a bit of static video, one of which, of course, was the Operation Knothole Annie shot that took place in the early 1950s, which was a test of a 16-kiloton device to see how it would. It was tested in the Yucca Flats Desert of in Nevada to check the to see what the effects are, and it was also mainly another main audience for that particular blast was the American public at large at the time. And at that point, it was called Operation Doorstep in that particular context. But Operation Upshot Knothole was actually several different ones, with near the very end, one of them being Grable using a cannon shot atomic weapon to see if they could do it that way. But of course, that worked out pretty well too, relatively speaking, of course. But anyway, I just wanted to just make sure everything is working here. I hope everybody's having a great evening, or morning, or afternoon where you are. As of right now, here it is 6:10 p.m. in the here in California. 6:10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Saving Time. It went daylight saving time this morning at about 2 in the morning, and of course we had to lose an hour of sleep over the course of that night. And I think we've already a ballot measure here in California has already gone to the voters and has been approved. So then people want to go to daylight saving time full time, or at least one of those two full time in any event. And it's one of those things that not only gets has to be approved by the voters, but also has to be approved by the United States Congress. So it has to go to a vote there, and at least the ball has started to roll. But of course, it doesn't stop with the voters here. It has, like I said, it has to go to Congress, because all that stuff is, I believe, governed also by the United States Department of Commerce. So anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of that blabber. But I wanted to just make sure that everything is working as it should. It looks like everything is, in fact, working. I'm going to take a look at my stream itself, see how it's looking. I'm not exactly going to turn it up because I don't want to confuse myself, as it were. And everything looks like it's working as it should. Anyway, and on top of that, my volume is down a bit, so I don't have to worry about... Actually, it's muted outright, so it doesn't confuse me if I decide to open the channel. If I decide, it was turned down and muted on my voice meter. And yes, I do a lot of. I'm a big advocate of capturing audio from applications directly, but I also use I still use voice meter for a lot of different applications. Most notably, that's how I also move Discord in there. And on top of that, with voice meter Potato, I also use it to monitor OBS Studio, completely independent of the rest of the system. And on top of that, I do have several apps by way of Ear Trumpet patched in into different virtual audio cables on my setup, so I don't have to worry about anything clashing with the main output if I ever decide to capture the main output, and very rarely ever do nowadays. But anyway, I'm also going to do a quick reload just to see what happens here. So, it's good so far. I'm pretty solid. So, anyway, I wanted to just wanted to make sure everything is working so far. And thus far, things are working. A couple things I'm planning on doing, like I said on my Twitter, I am planning on going to an aerospace museum in... near what used to be Castle Air Force Base in Atwater, which is in the northern part of Merced County here in California. It's about 2 hours away. Actually, more like hour and a half to nearly an hour and a half to 2 hours away. It's just south of the Stanislaus County line, where Stanislaus and Merced counties meet, and they've got such examples as the B-47 Stratojet, which is Boeing's first jet bomber, and of course an example of the one that ultimately followed that, the B-52 Stratofortress, in addition to one of them, one plane that preceded both, which was the Convair B-36 Peacemaker, of which there was an NB-36 variant made, which was a test of nuclear propulsion using turbines driven by a nuclear power plant built into the plane, much like how nuclear power is used on nuclear power is used on a like a submarine or an aircraft carrier. Only in that case, it drives a generator to provide electricity, and in the case of an airplane, it would they used it on the jet engines that were on that thing. The B-36 Peacemaker was mainly powered by 6 Pratt & Whitney Wasp Majors, but some of them also had 2, I believe, J-75 engines in a pod on each end of the wing, on the ends of each wing. So they did it that way. And I believe Tupolev over in the Soviet Union did much the same with their Tu-95, NATO reporting name Bear. Only in this case, that's a pure turboprop, and what they did is they likely did the same thing as Convair did with the jet side. Only they did it with the turboprop instead of burning aviation fuel. They used a nuclear reactor to generate steam, which would then turn the turbines and thus drive the propellers. Anyway, the other things that are going on, and on top of that, they also have the SR-71 Blackbird by Lockheed. An engine from one is here in, or at least was here in Sacramento. It may or may not still be here. I'll have to go check in the next time I go to the museum here. So I will get some more pictures of that, and I might even stream from there. We'll see how things go. So anyway, just wanted to give you a basic rundown of what could be going on before too long. Like I said, I'm probably mainly going to be doing science type streams here. I might do some of the I've done some of the launches in the past, mainly the Blue Origin New Shepard. I may end up doing the Virgin Orbit launches here, mainly because the one time I did do a Virgin Orbit launch, I was trying to announce it, trying to put it in the announce thing, and Twitch didn't take very kindly to it. It basically said I need to reword it, and I had to watch what I have to watch what I say on the stream there when it comes to that, because the company name, of course, is Virgin Orbit, and the launcher there is Launcher 1, being carried by aircraft, being carried by an aircraft, a Boeing 747-400, formerly with Virgin Atlantic, called Cosmic Girl. It's very similar to the sole flying example of a Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, which is in service with Northrop Grumman to launch its air-launched rocket, the Pegasus, which, unlike the difference between Pegasus and Launcher 1 is Pegasus is all solid fuel, which is also what one of its former companies that makes up part of Northrop Grumman Innovations, Orbital ATK, developed. And they primarily did solid fuels, and also ATK before that. And they launched from the air, and then Launcher 1 is all liquid fuels. In this case, RP1, which is a form of kerosene, and liquid oxygen. Sometimes the pair being called Kerolox. So, any event, everything looks like it's working as it should. So in the meantime, I think I'm going to go ahead and call the stream, and as soon as I have more stuff going on, I will start making up streams, and I'll keep you guys in the loop. I don't know if I have socials on here. Let me go double check that real quick here. If nothing else, I'll go ahead and change stream elements on that just to make absolutely sure. I don't appear to have that set up, so in any event, let me give you my Twitter. And, the overlays are significantly delayed, I've noticed. That's my Twitter account and my Twitch account. And Instagram account. And, of course, here's one that has just about all of them and is updated every time I get a new one, which is very simply a signposting site. Let me make sure I have it spelled correctly. Looks good. And it also has my name on it, so no missing it there. So in any event, just wanted to make sure everything is working fine. It appears to be working just fine here. And in the meantime, I hope everybody has a great time. And until then, Slava Ukraini, and I'll catch you somewhere, whether it be here, my Twitch channel, or wherever. And I'll see you then. Have a good day, evening, or night, and I'll see you then. Bye.